Alright, good afternoon. It's Sunday, December 15th, 2024, and I'm out in a new field. The beans were just picked, so I came out here just to kind of give it a scout before the season really kicks in, because deer season's still in. But anyway, I've walked maybe 80 yards from my truck, just did one loop across this very predominant piece of high ground. You can see the roof of my truck right there. But it's a small field, maybe a 3 or 4 acre field, and then I dig out a Tudor Rose tack, saddle tack. This is colonial. This is actually 1600. This is colonial. This is a legit colonial artifact. It came up with 66. These don't come up really well, but I have only found these on extremely old documented 1600 to early 1700 sites. Very nice. But anyway, this is a good sign. Thanks a lot. All right, I hunted that little field, didn't find anything else. It's a beautiful field, probably one of the prettiest fields I've been in a long time as far as potential colonial, especially when I found that Tudor Rose. I thought for sure it was untouched colonial field, but I didn't find anything else. Zigzagged it, go back one more time with another buddy and cover it with 2 people just to make sure I just didn't not hit the right patch. But anyway, came to a Civil War site here locally, and just walked across the field maybe 50 yards from my truck, and first signal was an 85, and right there that's a Civil War bullet from the battle here that happened in 1862. So first target in this field, and it's been hunted. Excuse me, getting harder nowadays, but first target's a bullet. All right, thanks a lot. All right, just dug a, looks like a lead bag seal. It's got some writing on it. I can't tell what it is, but it came up with 75, about 4 inches down. And I did dig also I found a bullet, and then my next target about 15 yards away was a a knapsack rivet, and it still had leather inside of it, which was pretty cool. That's most definitely probably from the Civil War. All right, cool deal. Thanks a lot. All right, just dug this out, came up with 92. It's right here where all the, well, the few Civil War artifacts that I've found so far come out of. It's on the same little knoll. So, quite possibly Civil War era. Yeah, I think it might be. So it's right here in the, mixed in the lines where they fought back and forth over. So, I don't know, could be post-Civil War. But anyway, it screamed out 92. Alright, thanks a lot. Alright, well, I just dug this piece of colonial shoe buckle. Right here mixed in with all the Civil War stuff. So, cool. Maybe there's colonial house site. Alright, thanks a lot. Alright, just dug this pewter button right here next to the colonial shoe buckle right here. So this came up with 42. But definitely a tomback pewter-ish button. Definitely 1700s. So we are predating the Civil War, of course. So we got a good mix out here. Stand by. Alright, I found another piece of that colonial shoe buckle. The other piece was right there. The tomback button was right there. And then the shoe buckle piece was right here. So this is the other piece of it. So maybe there's more of it in here. Alrighty. Thanks a lot. Alright, we got a coin, same area. I did find another piece of that shoe buckle, but a real tiny piece. But anyway, this has been a pretty good little spot for a variety of relics, obviously. Civil War, colonial. I did find a sweetie. But here we got a coin. Hopefully it's an Indian head and not a sweet. It's a sweet. Daggone it. Came with an 86. Here's a nice Civil War artifact. This was deep too. This is down about, I'd say about 9 inches. And it's a toe tap. So definitely Civil War. Cool. Outstanding. So this little knoll right here has been super, super hot. So we're going to keep at it. Thanks a lot. Alright. Well. We might have something pretty cool here. I see it's round. Came up a screaming 79, like did not budge. So let's see here. Oh, just a nice button. Just a real pretty button. Yeah, that screams solid. I mean, it just did not budge. It was only a few inches in the ground, maybe 3.5. But that's a good looking button. Soul's got a good loom to it, good sand mix. So the stuff's holding up pretty well. It's a little wet when you get off this high ground, but the soil out here overall is pretty generous. So anything you find is gonna be pretty nice. It's a nice beautiful green patina on it. So cool. All right. Well, we'll keep at it. I kind of zigzagged on this high ground right here. Thought maybe a colonial house was going to be over in here, but it's not the case. I think it's further back this. I ain't gonna say colonial. Maybe early 1800s ish. We know we got Civil War that way, but these bushes like this, usually I find them on colonial sites. The wind blocks. They would build up a nice hedge around the house on a predominant enclave surrounded by water, like as we're on. And but anyway, this came up a solid 86 bouncy. There's a piece of iron here. I dug some aluminum right behind me, but there's another signal here. So I was getting a signal squeaker here and then iron here. So it was like, you know, so, but anyway, this looks like a decent sized coin or maybe a button, but it looks like a coin to me. And it looks like a token. So maybe not as old as I thought, but there is some old stuff in here. I'm seeing glass that indicates some age back here. So maybe just a mixture. But that is definitely a coin. Now what I'm hoping, and I'm reaching for the stars here, because I like to do that, is this is a Civil War token from a sutler's camp or an ID badge. Wouldn't that be killer? Because we are also on a very, well, a very good Civil War site for this area, I would say. So, whoops. But I don't think a lot of people are getting out here because of the landowner. He lives directly across the street, and he catches you. He definitely will be out here in a heartbeat. But I know him, so I'm cool. Yeah, that could be a token, guys, from the Civil War. So cool. So when we get home, we'll clean this up and get back with you. But came up killer, 86. So it's getting dark. 4:36 and getting dark. Isn't that crazy? And I'm a good 300 yards or so from my truck. All right, this is cool. I'm stoked about this. Regardless, anything with writing on it, any tokens, super cool, because it's usually your area, so it's local, you know, so it's a local business or furniture company or gas station or something. So even though it may not be old, it's still super cool because it's our area. So, but this may clean up. It's drying out nice. And I do see a town, Newsome's. That is a town about, I'm going to say about 15 miles from here, maybe 20. And there is a railroad track that runs through there. So this is not a Civil War token. It's drying out nice. Look at it, it's coming right out. It's just drying right out. I definitely see Newsome's, Virginia. And that's lumber. Something lumber. So it's a lumber, maybe it's a coinage for the lumber company, like a script, like the coal miners, maybe. So maybe it's used at their, you know, place where they, you know, had all the supplies. But Newsome's is a little railroad town, and we're not far from the railroad track. I'd say about 500 yards. There is a railroad track, and it probably goes into Newsome's. So local find. There we go. Thanks a lot. Well, I'm gonna head back to your truck, but I just dug this Came up at 86. It says good for, so it's another token right next to the one that said Newsom's on it. So yeah, so I got into a good group text with the guys. It's fun. But anyway, we'll clean this up and see what it's good, what it's for. But what a fun little hunt! Just a couple hours because I went to church, went to that other field, and which produced the oldest relic, which is right there. It's the Tudor Rose. But came out here 2:30, so 2 hours. Not bad, not bad at all. So I got the other stuff right there, and I did find like 3 pieces to that colonial buckle, shoe buckle. So anyway, good time.